If you have been struggling to follow through with your commitments, I want to share with you today an added layer of security that will make it that much easier to do what you know you need to do. Shalom, my name is Rabbi Noach, and welcome to my Torah Thoughts channel, where I delve into the areas of Judaism, mental health, and personal growth. So let's dive into the topic, accountability is more real when shared. So before getting into this video, I just want to say that there was a previous video last week called Jewish Wisdom on How to Make Commitments. That sort of served as a foundation, a yesod of this topic, because we went into there, what is the secret ingredient that actually makes us more likely to follow through with what we say we're going to do? And it's all about tapping into the power of language, using language to bind you to do things, and increasing the integrity of your word. And today I want to beef that up and increase the likelihood that we're going to follow through with our commitments and with our accountability. Just a disclaimer, just like I said last time, this is not a halachic discussion. When I talk about a vow or a promise or a commitment, I'm not talking about one where you say, I'm for sure 100% going to do this, or I promise, or I vow. We say bli neder, without a vow, because there's a whole other halachic consideration about vows and taking them back from a technical standpoint that I want to help us avoid. But it's this power of using your words to commit. So today we're going to go into part 2 of that, but it's a self-contained idea. When you just make a commitment to yourself, even if you do what I said before, using language and increasing your integrity, the problem is that it's a little lonely. We want to make changes in our life, but we do it without a sense of community, without sharing it with anybody. So on a certain level, it's kind of hidden. And when something is hidden, it's more likely that you hide it and bury it and forget about it and don't commit to it. Today is all about bringing the commitments of your heart, the things that you know will make life better for yourself, for your relationship with God, with others, to the forefront, to the light. And how do we bring it to the light? We share it. So let's look at our first source. We say this in Hallel, the songs of praise, the psalms of praise during Rosh Chodesh, during the new months, and other times of joy in the year, holidays. King David says, Nedarai laHashem ashalem. My promises to Hashem, I'm going to pay up, I'm going to keep. Negda na lechol amo. In the presence of all his people. There's this idea that I'm going to make a commitment in life. And there's not just to yourself. There are 2 other layers of security here, which are all about bringing you out of the loneliness and out of the hiddenness. So the first layer of security, which I'm not going to elaborate on too much, but is, of course, the yesod, such a foundation, is that you're never really making a commitment to yourself. It really is to Hashem. Even though you don't even say it to Hashem or you're not even speaking to Hashem, there's this idea, of course, that there is a meta accountability partner, that Hashem gave you what we say, I think it's Uncle is translating the soul, is a ruach memala, a speaking being. And it's between you and God, ultimately, these commitments that you're making. Hashem is with you. So even if you don't tell anybody, know that there's even a higher level of accountability, someone who loves you and is connected to you and wants you to follow through with these things. And that, for some people, is harder because it's less tangible at times, but is just as real and is really the foundation of anything else I say. That's the vertical relationship of accountability. But when you have other horizontal relationships of accountability, when you have a person below, a human being, a human soul, we say, Negda na lechol amo. And more, the more the better. We're going to tell the whole world what we're doing. When we tell the whole world what we're doing or what we're not going to do, it makes us much less likely to hide. That's part of what therapy is all about for the people I work with. It's like, they have these hidden goals, let's say. Maybe they've told somebody, but they're not keeping in the accountability. And once you bring me into your world, then it's not hidden anymore. And I'm with you on that journey. And I'm making sure, like I'm an extension, I'm a mirror for you, where you can't just hide and pretend that you didn't say what you said. I'm there kind of in a healthy way, keeping you focused, keeping you accountable. That is something that if you continue to do, you will see much more success in those commitments. You want to be a person of integrity. And there's a great way to use that social pressure. So the first way that we can make this stronger is we need to make deterrence. There needs to be a little bit of a burden of taking it back. So in the Shulchan Aruch, again, we're not getting into technical things about vows as we discussed, but there's this idea, we're going to go in the meta, we're going to go through just the meta halacha. It says, Mi sheneder v'nitrachet, a person who makes a promise and then regrets it. How do they get out of it? First, they have to yelech eitzel hacham, go to a wise person, someone who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and discuss with them why you want to take it back. And if you can't find them, go to shlosha hedyotot, go to 3 ordinary people and take it back. V'yetiru lo, and they will annul your vow. They're going to permit you to take it back. But either way, you can't just like tell someone and then forget about it. There has to be like this deterrent and ongoing relationship of discussion if you're going to change your mind. If I wanted to return something, Amazon, if you don't like Amazon somewhere else, It's not so simple. I got to press the I want to return button, but I have to return the original package, then go to the store. It's just that extra layer of like, do I really want to do this? So creating some sort of deterrence, get creative with this. What do you really do? But even if you just have to talk to someone and have to have a conversation, meaning not just once, but if you do want to change your mind, and this is the idea of ongoing relationship, that you tell people what you're doing and then you keep focused on it. They follow up and they discuss with you, because then it's like, oh, I have to have a conversation. I have to justify myself before a wise person, a wise accountability person, or for 3 other people. Like, I don't want to have to do that. Not only is it just like that you have to then face that accountability, but also it's like, that's a bit of a process. The next layer, which is even more just beefing that up, is that there's this, and this is in the Gemara in the tractate Gittin, which is actually about divorce law, but we're extracting meta halacha here, meta principles. Neder shehu barabim. If you make a promise publicly, like we just discussed, when you make a commitment publicly, v'ikelaman da'amar. Some people even say ein lo afara. There's this attitude that you have, like, I can't take it back. It's like we said last time, don't do it unless you're really serious about it. And it's even more serious than when you're by yourself. Like, you might not even be able to take it back technically in Jewish law. It just makes it even stronger. And last but not least, most importantly, I would say is the second part of the Gemara. It says, "Afilu leman da'amar neder shehudar barabim." And even those that say that you can take it back, that there is an idea of hafara, of reversing it, of having permission again, getting out of your promise, your commitment, al da'as rabim ein lo hafara. Da'at rabim means which the consciousness, the knowledge of others. The translation I think I saw is consent. The key word is consent. If the people that you speak to, not only are they keeping you accountable, not only are you following up with them, but they care about you a lot, and they agree with the commitments you made. They agree that you need to make these changes. Do it with people you trust, because then they're going to say, hey man, no, you know this is wrong for you. You know this is important for you. I'm a da'at rabim. I have consent. I agreed with what you said, and it's even stronger. So if you want to have accountability, of course you have to have strong words. Then you want to have this meta sense of accountability. We can go for on and on and on about that with Hashem. But with people, with others, the horizontal, tell people. And when you tell people, make sure that you tell people that they constantly follow up with you, and make sure that there are deterrents to going back. You can create your own deterrents. And most importantly, with people you trust and love, because they're going to say, no, I will not let you. I'm not going to go back. Like we said here, I'm not going to annul you here. We're not getting into technical. I'm not going to annul you because I know that you're better than this. I know that you don't want to do these things and you want to do these other things more in your life. So this is the extra layer of accountability. Tell people, even though it creates more pressure. Utilize that pressure for good to become the best person that you want to be in life. So please like, share, and subscribe. I hope this was helpful in accountability training and accountability in life.